Okay, so let's talk about constructing, right, or modeling with systems, right, of our linear equations um, on how to make money, right, making money, and of course, losing money, right, especially if you're going into a business, right? What is every entrepreneur, from a kid selling lemonade to Mark, Zuckerberg want to do? Well, all of them want to generate profit, of course. And profit is the profit made is the money, right, taken in, right, or the revenue minus the money spent or the cost. So let's write down this information because it's very, very important. So we have two functions. We have a revenue function, and I want to call that R of x, right? We've talked about function notation, f of x. So this is R of x, and the revenue is basically the price per unit sold, right, times the units of the product, right? How many units of the product, which I'll just call x. So again, this is the right number of units, right? And of course, that's the price per sold. So for example, if you you're manufacturing computers, and you want to sell 530 computers, it would be 530 computers. Well, how much are you going to charge for each computer? $900, $800, right? You would multiply the price times however many computers you sell, and that is your revenue. Okay, so again, revenue is the money generated by selling X units of some product. And again, and so we also know cost, right? It's cost is the cost of producing X units of the product. So let's write the cost function, right? Because there's a difference between the revenue and the cost function, right? The revenue, again, is just how many things are you, how many things are you selling, right? And how much are you going to charge for each, right? And then you're going to make some type of value, right? But in order to, make these computers, for example, right? I mean, it's going to cost you money. You have to pay to have them, right, to manufacture them. If it takes you, $500 to make a computer, you're not going to charge $500, right? You're probably going to charge a little bit more because you want a profit. So cost function, I'm just going to call it capital C of x, and that is going to be the fixed cost plus, and let's see if I can fit this, plus, I really want to write it to the side, plus, let's parentheses, cost per unit produced, right, times the number of units that you're selling, or number of computers. So again, right, as an entrepreneur, right, it's going to cost you something to make the computers, right? So there's a fixed cost, and then again, you're going to, the cost per unit produced times the number of units. Okay, so basically the point of intersection of these two graphs, right, which are generalized right now, so the point of intersection of the revenue function and the cost function, which are lines, is called the break-even point. So, when let's just say that's R of x and let's say that's C of x, right? We've been finding these, point of intersections, right? This x comma y, right? This guy is called the break-even point, right? And we'll talk a little more in depth about this. But basically the idea here is the x coordinate of this point reveals a number of units that a company must produce and sell so that money coming in, right, the revenue, is equal to the money going out, the cost. And then the y coordinate of this break even point gives the amount of money coming in and going out. So let's do an example of finding a break even point, and I'll do it in the next video.